Welcome to Impact Farming, where we introduce you to the people and ideas that will have a massive impact on your farming operation. Brought to you by Farm Marketer. Sit down, start the engine, and let's roll with today's show.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Impact Farming Show. I'm so excited to have you guys back, and I am very excited to have another special guest. I have Mike from the Ag Exchange Group with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
I am so excited to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
Good.
It's exciting to be able to get out, talk, and share our story, but also just interact with more businesses like yours.
Love it. Well, here we go. So Mike is joining me today to chat about what we're going to call the new frontier of grain marketing. I'm excited.
Yes.
So before we dive in, why don't you tell me a little bit more about you and your background and where you work?
Okay, well, thanks. So thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
I am born and raised in the great land of Saskatchewan.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
So,
I should have vetted you a little better.
Probably. But born and raised outside of Saskatoon.
Okay.
And my parents had their own business. And I need to recognize my parents for getting me into agriculture. So
Nice.
Dad was a fuel agent. So we had farmers as customers for
Oh, yeah.
fuels and fertilizers, oils, and a potash mine was our other customer.
Oh, okay.
Through the drought in the 80s, lots of tillage, lots of soil erosion, everything else. That is I'll call it the fork in the road
Okay.
for what got me to be passionate about agriculture. So coming out of the drought, Dad had to make a choice: keep his son employed or keep his hired man employed.
Okay.
And so Dad actually helped me find work, and I got on at a large grain farm at the time.
Okay.
And so that got my passion for farming.
Which is probably a win-win.
Yeah.
He kept the hired guy employed, and you were able to venture out and
Yeah.
do your thing.
And learn more
And
and
learn.
everything else. And Mom and Dad always supported us to learn.
Aw.
And so from there, I went on to university and had an opportunity to work at a potash mine for a summer.
Oh, okay.
Learned that I wasn't suited, might be short, might be bald, but I'm not suited for going underground a mile every day and working in the dark.
Nor would I.
Yeah. So from there, after the potash mine, I got on at a feedlot,
Okay.
helping with a feeding operation on a large feedlot, and the feeding included grain buying. So
Oh, okay.
that got me very intrigued with the grain buying. Very entrepreneurial people there. And then going through university, I ended up with an opportunity with Monsanto. Now,
Okay.
at the time Monsanto was launching, getting in reduced tillage, which, remember my fork in the road? I didn't want my children, this was, philosophically, I don't want my children to have what I had experienced.
Yeah.
So reduced tillage, Roundup Ready technology, this whole biotechnology thing was a game changer. So I was able to join them at the time when they were launching all
Ooh,
of that.
That's exciting.
It was exciting, and it doesn't come without controversy, and that's not what we're here to talk about, but it made a person stronger, and they invested a lot into their people, and they took chances on young people.
Okay.
So they helped establish
They're a
career.
great company.
Yeah. And then I needed to change a bit for my own growth, and so I went over to the large company of Cargill.
Okay.
What Cargill brought to me was a real focus on customers. And in their way, customers in the division I was in was the farmers. So how they focus on customers and bringing the best solutions to them. So between what I picked up on excited about technology and what excited me about customer focus, then this opportunity came knocking for Ag Exchange Group.
Okay.
So I joined them, and what we've got is we're playing in a new space. And grain marketing, it's new technology within it, everything else. And so between my love of bringing innovation out, my passion for agriculture, and focus on the farm,
Yes.
that's my story that got me to where I'm at. So I'm the Vice President of Strategy and Business Development, but realistically, it's help get this business going in Canada and help farmers and grain buyers connect.
That's an exciting time to be doing an exciting thing. I brought Mike on the show because, as we all know here, our goal with the Impact Farming Show is to bring the people and ideas that will impact your farming operation. And I learned about Ag Exchange and CXN 360, and I was intrigued. I think it is part of the new frontier of grain marketing. So I can tell you love what you do, and I can tell that background you have of taking care of customers has come through, because in our short time of preparing for this, you're always focused on the customer. So why don't you dive into CXN 360 and tell our audience a little bit more about what you guys have going on? It's exciting.
Sure. So first, CXN 360, not a radio station. It is actually, CXN stands for Commodity Exchange Network, and 360, being circular, means it's always available.
Okay.
So what we have is we've created, I like to joke about this. We've got a dating site for grain.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Well, it's the easiest way to have people wrap their minds around what we're doing.
You connect.
We connect buyers and growers.
Okay.
Now, how do we do it? We follow a membership model. Because when you're looking at this space, there's all different ways you can do it. But being a member means that you can interact with everyone and you know who you're dealing with.
Okay.
So there's no anonymity. You know who you're dealing with. It's full transparency. And we provide all the contact information. So if someone wants more details and they want to still talk to that person on the phone, we provide all the contact information. They want to email them, they can do it.
Okay.
That's the beauty of a membership model. So what it does is it allows growers to access more grain buyers, buyers to access more growers.
Okay.
Because time is finite.
Oh, isn't it?
So we need to be efficient in how we interact. And what this does is it gets growers more offers, an offer, a real offer, not a fishing expedition, but a real offer for their grain with the terms, the price, the commodity, all of that, right to their email, their text, and then they can look at it and they can respond. They can respond through our service, but if they really want and they need to talk through details, call up the buyer.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, and that's the beauty, again, of a membership.
Okay.
If we had transaction fees or anything that way, people will find a way to circumvent them. Where you create a level environment is using memberships.
Okay.
So the other thing for growers, for farmers, you can send out multiple targets to multiple buyers. So today, if you're going to do a target price with a buyer, it's a 1-to-1. Whereas through our system, you can issue your target to multiple buyers, and it's like first past the post. So like a race to first one to pick it up gets it.
Okay. So I'm a grain farmer.
Yes.
And I want to try a new way to find new offers.
Yeah.
I get an account, get a membership, go on my phone, go on my computer, log in, post what I want to be selling.
Yeah.
And then offers come to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Grain buyers will send you offers. So when you sign up, the first thing we do actually is we make you configure for your farm.
Okay.
So get you offers that are relevant to you. So if you're not a sunflower grower, you don't need to, you can click off sunflowers. You can customize it to the crops you're interested in.
That makes sense.
Then you can issue offers or you can receive offers. But the one thing we're not is we're not a listing service, so it's not a bulletin board service.
Okay.
And I like sharing what we're not there, only because that's one of the first questions we get from someone, is, hey, I signed on and I don't see anything. Well, like a dating site, you have to make your first connection. In other words, you have to put yourself out there and say, hey, Mr. Buyer, I've got this grain I would like this price for.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the buyer will send you offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I really want to know, in the space of agriculture, we have the ways that we sell our grain. Why did you guys launch this service?
Well, this is going to sound very, phrase out of the box. After the Canadian Wheat Board left, and looking at grain, the founder and where the idea came from was our founder and CEO, Lyle Ermintrout. He had worked at large organizations and was looking like there had to be a better way
Okay.
He had experience with some other businesses and startups, and so he went off and wrote a business model that actually the founding idea was a transparent inventory system with trading modules for farming. So what's that mean? If I have a grain farm today, I might record my inventories on a whiteboard, on a notebook, maybe in an Excel or some other form to record it. But as I move my inventories around, I always got to go and update my books. Okay, so if it's on a whiteboard, only I know the whiteboard, and only anybody that sees the whiteboard can know it.
Right.
The idea is for an efficient supply chain from the farm to the sale,
Okay.
to know what's there. So
Okay.
to keep, let's just use Canada, to keep Canada competitive. When an international buyer wants to buy a boatload full of wheat with different specs on it, you don't have a lot of time to respond. So the initial idea was, how about working with producers, farmers, to list their inventory? It
Okay.
only aggregated it at a farm level, and they could share, they could choose how much they were sharing. And then a grain buyer would see, okay, well, I know that over in the Steinbach area of Manitoba, or the Tisdale area of Saskatchewan, or the Forestburg area of Alberta, that I've got these quantities, qualities there. And I
Okay.
could source from that. So then, the premise of it is, now that you know where you can get it, you make a targeted offer
Okay.
to buy it.
Okay.
Targeted offers generally are, I'll say, a better price than just casting to the wind. Okay, that was the premise of it.
Okay.
So we launched, and in 2016 they came out. They went out with this model, and we had some great uptake from actually some of the Red River Valley of Manitoba growers, and then some in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And you know, I think of some of the feedback we got from the growers in 2016 was, you know, very good. Love this. That's a lot of change for me to undertake.
Okay.
So, customer focus, listen to the customers, what would you like then? So then they said, well, this is what we would like, which is where we are today. So, where are we today? We have, like, we call it internally a value ladder, but people can choose the level they want to be on.
Okay.
So a farmer can choose to be on for free, and they get limited interactions, meaning that they can do only a few actions a month. Then there's the paid level 1, which is you can receive unlimited offers from buyers and look at the details, unlimited, for an entire year. The second level is unlimited offers and being able to issue unlimited targets to buyers.
Okay.
And then the top is the original founding idea of the business, the full-on inventory management with trading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that explains it. I want to, bear with me here. I want to take a step back and maybe go into that Canadian Wheat Board comment you
Yeah.
made. I want to take a look at the history of grain marketing. Let's go back.
Okay.
I don't know if we need to go back to our great grandfathers and grandmothers.
Yep.
But take me back a chunk, and then let's go to where we are today.
Okay. So I won't go to great, but I'll go to my grandfather, immigrant, settled in northeastern Saskatchewan. He bartered. He homesteaded, he bartered. That was his first grain trading. Then he would load up the wagon and the horses and go into town,
Yeah.
go into Porcupine Plain and choose an elevator. But he had 3 choices. That's where he went. That's where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, advance, bigger elevators, more rail, all this technology advances, farms change. Then there was the Canadian Wheat Board, and like the Canadian Wheat Board or not, I want to give them credit for what was done. It put Canada on the stage globally and brought a brand and a quality level. Like, we are
Okay.
recognized globally for the quality we have.
Hmm.
That would be attributed to the Canadian Wheat Board. Now, I have an opinion that times changed, and so the market had to change. You couldn't deal with a monopoly anymore, and then the changes came in 2012,
Yeah.
where the Canadian Wheat Board went away, because what I would say is companies, the economy went global. Well, you can't have a monopoly in a global economy. You can, but to be most successful and where our Canadian values are, more choice, everything else. So companies were avoiding Canada because they had to deal with the production for wheat and barley through the Canadian Wheat Board.
Okay.
Or you've got big companies in Canada trying to deal with international customers that still had to sell everything non-wheat, non-barley. They could have a direct relationship. When it came to wheat and barley, it's like, okay, well, we got to bring in our friends from the Canadian Wheat Board. It just wasn't efficient.
Okay.
So on the history of grain marketing, then there was consolidations. There was the changes in all the line companies. Then we've seen supply chain efficiencies. There's new builds in Vancouver. There's new builds in inland on terminals. There's a real efficiency going on to help us move our additional production out. But there's a whole blue ocean out there.
Yes.
And that blue ocean is all of these buyers. They may not be big. They may not be looking at a 60,000 ton Panamax of commodity, but they're looking for certain quality aspects.
Okay.
Looking for certain customers. They're looking for ways to do it, and they've got other efficiencies that maybe they're the best container mover globally. Well, there's lots of empty containers leaving inland because we brought all our goods in that are going back out to port.
Right.
So that's the blue ocean. There are so many companies that want to deal with Canada, and that's the opportunity for the farmers, Eastern or Western Canada. I keep talking about Western Canada because that's where we're founded right now. And
we're all on here.
Yeah.
They're all listening.
Yeah.
And to dig a little bit deeper into the blue ocean strategy, I heard you speaking, and what really struck me and why I wanted to bring you on is you spoke about grain marketing as the blue ocean strategy for farmers to increase their revenue. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Sure. So blue ocean strategy, generally, I'll go back, a red ocean, lots of sharks in it, lots of blood, hence a red ocean.
Yes.
It's very hard to crank out incremental revenue profit at the end of the day in a red ocean. Blue ocean, there's lots of opportunity at.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so on a blue ocean strategy, if I wanted to look at something and let's talk about farming. So someone brings you to your farm and they say, hey, we're gonna buy this for your inputs and you're gonna make $5 an acre more on your land. That's not a bad proposition. I don't deny them that. But the whole untouched area, untouched for technology, untouched for really good efficiencies, is grain and the grain side. So that $5 an acre
And marketing the grain.
Yeah, and marketing the grain is the side that's there, that's ripe for opportunities. We are seeing through our service, dipping our toes in the blue ocean, that targeted offers in a transparent marketplace are bringing better prices to a grower, hence increasing their revenues. Now the blue ocean side of that, in addition to, are more buyers.
Okay.
So more opportunities for better revenues from more buyers, more diversified than before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like that because on any farm, we're looking for ways to increase our revenue and increase our bottom line. And like you said, there's different varieties, genetics, machinery, inputs, all of those things that we look at to increase our yields, increase our income. Where you're saying is there's an opportunity to have more offers on your grain where you can make more money. So in addition to all your other efficiencies on your farm, why not work to get better offers on your grain? That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly. And so I'll call it in the as-is state today.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So the as-is state, there are some other online listing services.
Okay.
There are some proprietary company apps for smartphones. And then it's still pretty traditional, not far off of what Grandpa was doing.
Pick up the phone, call the elevator, I have this, how much you paying?
Yep.
I need it in your elevator tomorrow, type of thing?
That kind of thing. Technology. So we look at that and we go, really? Like, if you step out of yourself, let's step out of farmer.
Let's get out of agriculture.
Get out of agriculture. Think of all the technology we got wrapped up in our phones. What can bridge from there to farming? Bearing in mind, we've got relationships. And bearing in mind, like, we don't take it lightly, even in our business. A B train full of commodity is $15,000 running down the road.
Yes.
So we want to recognize it, but we need to bring technology into this to help everyone, because a farmer, you cannot manage more than 4, maybe 5 relationships effectively. And there's hundreds. But even, let's not go to hundreds. Let's say you just want to double out your number of buyers. You can't double out your number of time.
Yeah.
So how do you effectively and efficiently make more connections? That's really what our business model is on, is making more connections to help out.
Buyer options.
Buyer options.
More options, the better.
Yes.
Right? Just
Yeah.
like anything, the more people that are interested in what I'm
Yeah.
selling, the better price I should secure, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know what, I don't ever want to get hung up on price, because sometimes it's about terms or about movement.
Okay.
We do, we get,
True enough. Yeah.
I've always argued in my past career in a grain company, it's more than just the price at the end of the day. It's the movement, it's the quality, it's the grade, it's all of that, how it works together in a high-touch world. We've got to bring some high-tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we touched on that blue ocean strategy, and we kind of set the stage on how a lot of the Canadian grain producers are marketing and
Yeah.
bringing in a platform such as CXN 360, or a more technology-driven way to market your grain. I want to, I guess, put you on the hot seat a little bit. I always say I have the spidey senses of
Yeah.
knowing what our audience is thinking. And maybe that's because I'm a farmer myself. I'm not a grain farmer, but I'm a farmer, and I'm also a business person. And just like anybody out there, I have fears and concerns.
Yep.
So I'm just going to play a little hardball here, okay, Mike?
Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready? Okay. I was a pretty good softball player. I don't know. Just bugging. So I have long-standing relationships. I pick up the phone when I'm ready to sell, and there's a relationship there and there's security there.
Yep.
Now you're coming in, and this is an innovative, game-changing idea
Yep.
for the agriculture industry. Outside of agriculture, I mean, look at Netflix, look at Amazon. We're so used to being connected and getting what we want and
Yes.
options. So now bringing this type of service and platform to agriculture, it's new, innovative.
Yep.
What happens with new and innovative is I have a fear of the unknown.
Right.
I know my local options and how I normally do it. So I'm putting you in the hot seat and going, what if I have concerns about security?
Okay.
What do you guys have in place? I'm going to go on and I'm going to list my grain, and there's going to be buyers. How do I make sure that those buyers are legitimate?
Yep.
And how am I sure that I'm going to get paid? That would be my concern.
Okay. So payment security
Okay.
or buyer security. You know what? I'll start with, we get the same question when we go sign up a buyer. How do I know there's the integrity from the farmer's side?
True enough.
So we need to answer this on both sides,
Okay.
and we're prepared to. So fire those hardball questions at me, especially in this case. But what we do, to your question on the buyer security, is the first thing is they need to have a CGC license.
Okay.
So
Canadian grain.
Canadian Grain Commission license.
Okay.
That means they've either got insurance or they've put up a bond.
Okay.
So the Canadian Grain Commission will follow if there's ever a default.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the one. Now,
So you guys are watching that.
we're watching that list. We keep an eye on it, make sure if they said they're licensed, or if someone wants to come on as a buyer and say, oh, I'm licensed, well, it's public information. We
Okay.
go and check. So what if they're not licensed? We do actually have a vetting process for someone who's not licensed. One is, do you have assets? Do you have assets on the ground in Canada? And that's a physical fixed asset. And I mean that like, not a auger that can be pulled along a side rail and they say, oh, I've got a $10,000 asset. No. Do you have buildings? Do you have a scale?
You have a yard site.
You've got a yard site.
A physical presence. You're
Yeah.
not a fly-by-nighter.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're getting at,
That's what we're
right?
after, yeah.
Okay.
So then, okay, now, what's your ability to pay? So do you have insurance? Well, some people say, well, what do you mean? Do you carry payables insurance? Because there is payables insurance that they can get. How do we look a farmer in the eyes? This is our litmus test. How do we be able to look you as a farmer in the eye and say, the person we're matching you with, it has integrity. So we vet this.
Good.
So, do you have insurance?
You'd have to. Yeah.
And this is a longer process. We're not rolling over as soon as someone wants to come on as a buyer. It's a few steps of interviews and getting to know each other and
Okay.
that's, I think from my background, that's very key to me. When I want my customer focus, I want my farmer and my buyer to know that we're doing the due diligence.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have payables insurance, or how have you insured your business? And the last thing is, what are your payment terms? Because the last thing we want is someone to deliver something and be on a very extended payment terms. So we actually keep a very close eye on our buyers for their payment terms. And honestly, to date, the time we're now here,
Mhm.
it's 5 days is the longest, where someone has dropped grain in the pit and they're paid 5 days later. Most are paid with e-transfers within a day.
Okay.
Most. And that's if they're not insured. Okay, so if someone is insured, it's all the regular payment terms that you would have with those buyers in Canada anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar to what they work with right now.
Yes, very,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. And again, I brought you on because this idea is new and game-changing, and like you said, a blue ocean strategy for farmers. But with that, there is a learning curve,
Yeah.
right? And if I was sitting in the audience, and myself, Tracy, sitting here interviewing you, those are some of my questions, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, and I think we've done a good job of explaining how it works, but also the fears that come along with
Yeah.
that. One of the other ones that I wanted to ask you about, as we know, in any kind of human interaction, relationship, sometimes there is disagreements.
Yep.
So I put my grain on there, somebody decides to buy it, and then all of a sudden something goes a little bit sideways. I assume your system isn't perfect, because life isn't.
Right.
Do you guys ever have disputes, and how is that handled?
So we have been transparent right from the very first day, very first grower meetings. We will provide the audit trail, as we call it, for
Okay.
any transaction done that is requested of us.
Okay?
So what that audit trail means is it's an online service. Every mouse click is tracked. So we can show the steps and the timeline that people did to complete the transaction. And it's shared with both parties because it's a binding agreement.
Okay.
So that's the first. We offer that information up. But have we had disputes? There has been some questions, but we have built in a dispute resolution process
Okay.
to make sure that something will come up, but we got the process ready to go. And we've studied other areas just to make sure that we've gleaned the best of the best, because both parties are our customers.
Right. Okay.
Both are, yeah.
That's excellent. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Again, with anything new, there's always the unknown, and where there's the unknown, there's the fear, right?
Yeah.
So those are two really good ones, two fears that I imagine that we all feel. And I name them fears, whether we call them that or
Right.
not, that is the concern deep down that everybody has when they're trying something new.
Yep.
So I have a third and final one.
Yep.
Being a farmer and being in the tech industry, I would like to put you on the hot seat a little bit and ask about cybersecurity and online hacking. I'm going in as a farmer and putting in my details. How do you guys handle all that?
Right. So this is I'm proud. Our technology team, I will put them up against anybody in the globe, across the globe, for their diligence around cybersecurity.
Any ninja hacker out there?
Any ninja hacker, honestly. So our 2 leaders within our tech team specialize in internet security and safety.
Okay.
That's where they specialize. They teach on it at the University of Saskatchewan. So if they teach on it, they need to know it. They're subject matter experts on it. They actually consult other industries, other businesses about it.
Okay.
So we'll stack them up against anybody globally, and we're very confident. Now, it's always changing, it's always moving, but we feel that our team is leading in this ability to make sure.
Well, and that's important too, because with the internet, it's a big world and there's lots of opportunities, and if somebody just pops up a website, they might not be taking the concern that you guys have, and that's important. I take it serious when I bring people on this show to interview them and share. So I want to make sure that is a primary concern for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what, I should actually, the other shout out to my team, they're all rural kids. I can't say they're all from a farm, but to your point, someone slapping up a website and they're out of Costa Rica or they're out of India.
Yeah.
No, ours are rural Western Canadian kids, so they know from home.
Okay.
They built it for mom and dad, right?
Yes.
There's blood ties to this, and that's what enhances our passion about this.
Well, and that's good to know too, because I think it's in any industry, but especially in agriculture, and even myself when I'm talking to people, if they don't know much about agriculture, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
They just don't have that foundation. So the fact that you guys aren't some offshore company, nothing against that, but the fact that you are Canadian based and you guys have the background and you've seen an opportunity and you're there to serve, that feels good, right? Yeah, that's coming from the right spot. So I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so that was a nice outline of what you guys do and talking about grain marketing and tools such as yourself being the frontier of grain marketing. So what I would like to know, and individuals likely at home, how does this work? What does it cost? Can you share those details?
Sure. So as I stated when we started, we use a membership model. So we're not going to be shy about it. We have a membership fee.
Of course.
Right?
Yep.
And you know what? We didn't do this for free. We got development time and we got a business to run.
You guys want to make a wage?
yeah. I got to pay the mortgage just like anybody else. So anyway, so how does it work? First is someone signs up for a membership. Now there's, as I highlighted earlier, there's 4 different levels of membership. There is a free one. It's got limited interactions. Then there's the paid ones. So once a person, I won't go into the details of each level. People can look it up on our website. Okay. So person signs up, they create their account, and then they're active and ready to make offers to buyers or to receive offers from buyers. There's no surprises. This is the biggest thing I get when I'm out traveling around. Well, what's the catch? Seems too good to be true. Where are you guys? You're going to get me with a transaction fee? No. There's no transaction fee. There's no surprises. We want to make this available to all farmers. It's an equal playing field. It is acre agnostic.
Okay.
We don't charge per acre. There's no variable. It's a flat, your membership level that you buy in at is what you pay. So it's $695 a year or $995 a year or $1,495 a year. That's the levels. Now, we are looking at further out of things we can bolt onto the business that may have a variable component to it, but the base of the trading modules and everything, no surprises. Know who you're dealing with, create a marketplace that people can have more opportunities. Let's get out and get this working and effectively and efficiently and help buyers and growers connect more.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I think you were sharing a great customer story. Did
yes.
you want to share that?
Yes. So here's how it works in all reality.
Okay.
We had a call from a customer this week. He called in and he says, and this hits my heart, okay? I've got a problem, my canola's heating. Customers in northwestern Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Earl calls up, says, I got canola that's heating. I haven't done a target on your system. I want to offer it out to buyers. I have to move this. It's turning into a problem. So we talked Earl through how to do it. He went out, put his target out to a bunch of buyers. He called back 2 hours later, and you're thinking, oh, you know,
Uh-oh.
what didn't we train well on?
Yeah.
Wanted to thank us. He said, you know what? He says, I want to thank you guys, but I also want to apologize. There isn't going to be a deal done in the system, but my phone's been ringing off the hook since I sent out this offer, and I'm going to make a deal because of the ability to reach more people.
Oh, wow.
So it tugs at my heartstrings because here's a guy in the old world would have had to make 5 phone calls and wait for 5 different responses to work out a solution.
Okay.
He still probably tried that. I can't confirm that. But here he went on our service, was very transparent. Even on his price, was transparent. And here he had people calling him saying, hey, we want to help you out.
Excellent.
That's the right thing.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
And one of the things, correct me if I'm wrong, but options are not a bad thing.
No.
They can put it out there, they can do traditional,
Yeah.
and the more the merrier?
Yes.
Is that not correct?
That's it. That's always.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you guys are there to do.
Yes.
Excellent.
More opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unless you have anything further to share, I just wanted to ask you if individuals want to learn a little bit more,
Yeah.
how do they do that?
Okay. So if you want to learn more, you can go to cxn360.com. That's our website. Lots of good links, lots of good little videos there on the how-tos. If you want to get into the details of how it works or want to see some more promotion or customer stories about it, they want to look at our buyer list. We've got a map up there of
Oh, do you?
who all our buyers are, and
Okay.
it's all interactive. You can see locally, you can see within the province, within Western Canada.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so that would be the first. And then the last is, I really would like to give your viewers an offer.
That's awesome.
Okay, so to all the viewers, if this has piqued your interest enough, and you can either go to our website, look up more, but if I've piqued your interest enough with Tracy's help here, email me at mw, so Mike W, mw at cxn360.com. Just put in the subject line, Impact Farming Offer, and I will get back to you, and what I'll give you is a 90-day unlimited offers and targets trial. So give us a try.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I love, and I mean, on that note, what better way to end? I love that you're coming here and adding value and sharing this idea with our audience. And thank you so much for extending that offer.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
On behalf of our audience, I will thank you.
Yep.
And on behalf of myself, thank you for joining us.
Great.
Awesome. And thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Impact Farming Show. See you next week. Bye, guys.
You've been listening to Impact Farming. For more great episodes and articles designed to help you manage and grow your farming operation, head on over to farmmarketer.com. Don't forget to sign up while you're there. We will see you on the next episode.